Well, folks, we have some traces of a black bear, which is pretty exciting. If you look right here, this is black bear scat or poop. You can tell by how big it is, like even just next to my hand, like their poop is really, really big. You can also see a black bear paw just right here. And when you come down here, you can also see where the black bears were lying down. You can see this area right here is completely flattened out. You can see how big it is. Like it's much bigger than I am. And this is what camping on a river is all about. Let's see if we can take a look at the picture. Well guys, we're still journeying our way up the river. We're gonna have a little break now, but probably have a little snack. We're almost to where I would like to be on the map to set up camp, but not quite. But just take a look around. Look how beautiful it is, even across the way here. It's just so awesome. The water, so beautiful. Alrighty, let's eat this delicious chocolate bar over here set down on the rock. Just for a few extra calories and a little snack. No good calories, of course, but I don't even care. Check out this. I can't believe how beautiful this riverside is. We're just going to sit down there, and I'm going to get some water in my mug. Alrighty, let's chow down. Let's not lose that. Well, folks, our checkpoint on the map is just right up around that turn up there. But I actually went up there just to scope it out, and I realized there's not really anywhere nice to put a tent. It is a really nice spot. I'm thinking we'll go up there for breakfast, but it's not really that nice of a spot to set up a tent. So instead, just right around this corner is where we had our snack. So like literally less than a minute walk. Like, as soon as you go around the corner, that's where we were having our snack. So I think what I'm going to do instead, the river gets pretty deep there. It goes pretty well up to your knee almost. But I'm thinking what I'm going to do is, rather than going up to the checkpoint where I was hoping to get to, instead we're going to come in here and we're going to set up our camp, or our tent I mean, just somewhere maybe like over here underneath this big tree, or maybe over here by these couple dead standing, which normally you wouldn't want to do, but they're pretty secure. I was already looking at them. Or I might just stay over here, we'll see. But you know, we're only staying in this one location for one night, and then we're waking up tomorrow, and then we're going to hike to another checkpoint on the map that I have checkpointed, and we're going to stay there for tomorrow night, because we're here for 3 days, and hopefully we can actually get to the end of the river in that amount of time. But I was hopefully the second checkpoint, like I said, I went up and checked the first one, and the first one didn't work out. So I'm hoping the second one does, because once we get so far up, it seems like it's going to become very heavily wooded. So I don't think we're going to have open spaces like this. This is actually the perfect spot for hammocks, and this is the first time ever I never brought a hammock, because I tried to keep it lightweight, where we're actually hiking right on up this river, which connects two different lakes. And yeah, and I never took my hammocks, and this is the one time I wish I had a hammock, and it's the one time I didn't take it. So I'm gonna get the tent, and we'll come down here, set it up, and then we'll go back up to where we had our snack to you know, start putting on dinner and stuff like that. I'm gonna leave the food up there. Like I said, I did see traces of a bear being here, a black bear, so I'm gonna keep the food up there for the night, up where we're eating, and then we'll come back down here and spend the night. So yeah, let's set up our tent. So I'm not even going to put the outer shell on because there's no clouds in sight and it's supposed to be nice tomorrow too. So we're just going to sleep like this, and I'm just going to leave it like that. And yeah, so I'll just throw the sleeping bag in and the sleeping pad. All right, we got the pad and the sleeping bag put inside of the tent now, all ready to go, and the sleeping pad is all already inflated and all that good stuff. So we're just going to take our cameras and head back up to where we're going to eat, and we'll probably have to cut some wood. There's a bunch of dead standing back here, but I'm thinking that there should be enough wood up where we're actually going to be eating to be able to just have our supper and probably have a cup of coffee. And honestly, I'm kind of glad that we ended up staying here and that we didn't keep going to the checkpoint, because you know, I got dropped off at 1 o'clock and it's now 6:45, and I've been pretty well hiking ever since then, pretty well. You know, like oftentimes having to do multiple trips and then also having to scout out the area. Like sometimes I would go ahead and scout it out. So I'm getting kind of restless now, so it's kind of nice to have our little camp set up. You know, it's just something about having the tent set up. It's almost like having a little home set up. It's almost like you can go home. So yeah, let's head back over and let's get our dinner on the way. And that right there is our tent. Ooh. Ooh, what a sleep. Everything is soaking wet. We ended up not having to fire and eating because of how cold it got. It got really cold and wet, and I forgot to bring my toque. So I just kind of came on in and went right to sleep. But there was an animal stalking me last night. It was following me. And I don't know what it was because I couldn't see it clearly. But I'm going to go over to where I saw it and see if I can find some poop or some scat or anything, or just see what, like maybe a trail that it left. But whatever it wasn't afraid of me. Because even when I faced it, like, it didn't run away, it just walked away. It seemed like it was big, but it wasn't big enough to the point where it was cracking trees when it was walking. So I don't really know what it was. I don't know. At first I thought it was a bear because of the way it looked, like the way it moves, but I don't think it was a bear. It could have been a lynx. I'm thinking it might have been a lynx, but we'll have to see. But whatever it wasn't afraid of me. But we're gonna go out and take a look and see what it was. Everything is soaked. You can see how wet everything is. The floor. Even right here. All that stuff's really wet. Wow, what a beautiful morning. Let's take a look at the river. Wow. And that up there is our destination for the day. The tent is still really wet, still really soaked. And actually, I can show you that animal that was staring at us from over there. Let's go over and take a look. You can see a game trail here anyways. Alrighty. And the trail goes this way. Oh, it's a river. I can't really go beyond this because I don't want to get soaking wet either. Maybe there's another way that I can get in there. Ugh, all this grass is so wet. It's like a little beach. Oh wow, that's a pretty big imprint. It almost looks like it almost partially looks like a human imprint actually, but I don't think it is. But yeah, so that's where the animals was staring at us, probably on that game trail, I'd say. And then he ended up going in here, so he went that way. I don't see anything. It's pretty wet here. Maybe the animals were just drinking out of here. Maybe they came over for a drink and just happened to notice me or something. But whatever it wasn't afraid. It was big and it wasn't afraid, whatever it was. Well, everything's still here. Ah. We're having beans for breakfast. Just because I was looking at the map and we're really far behind. So we're just going to have something quick and easy, coffee and beans, and pack up and go because we're really far behind. Alrighty, it looks like the beans are done. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, they are bubbling. So I'm thinking we're going to take the beans off and put the water on for our coffee, and then we can pack up and head out again. All right, we got everything packed up again now, so we're right ready to continue our journey. I got my aqua shoes put back on, which actually were not as cold as I thought they were. So now we're going to spend another 4 or 5 hours in the water walking up the river. I actually put my sleeping bag back in its case, which is something I normally wouldn't do, but I just figured it'd be safer and easier. I don't want to have a wet sleeping bag on to sleep tonight, so I just figured it'd be easier to do it that way. So beyond that, let's get ready and roll out. Alrighty, we just came up through there, and next we have to continue on up this way, but unfortunately that water right there is way too deep for me to feel comfortable carrying all my equipment. So what we're going to have to do is I'm going to have to cross over right here and then go along the bank and then come back out up there where you can see where it gets narrow again. So but before we do that, I'm going to take advantage of this location and we're going to have a little snack and rehydrate. All right, we made it past the deep part of the river, And next we're just going to carry on up here, and we're just going to continue going up the shoreline. I did find more traces of bear up here, but that's okay because it could be from yesterday. So hopefully we're not on the same path, but if we are, it's no big deal. We're just going to truck on and see what this river has to offer us. Well, we made it up through the river, but I'm a little concerned about this section of the river because I don't even have to look to know that this is going to get really deep. But the problem is that there's not really much of a bank to walk along, so I'm probably going to have to bushwhack a little bit, at least right here. I feel like this is going to shallow out again when we get up a little further. It's just this one section that's really, really deep. So I'm thinking we're going to have to go along the shore. Even like walking right here on the edge is really deep. So we're definitely going to go through the trees a little bit. But I'm going to go back and get the rest of my stuff first, and then we'll figure it out. Just absolutely beautiful. We're really in the thick of the woods now too. There's not even like a shoreline, so we really don't have a choice but to keep pushing on. We can't really set up here, especially if we end up getting rain or something. Who knows how high the currents would get. So we got to push on. All right, I'm just going to see if I can get up through there. I'm going to take just a couple of really light items with me. Like I'm going to take the food, probably take a sleeping bag, maybe the sleeping pad, or maybe the camera bag or something. And I'm not going to take the camera. I might actually do a separate trip for the camera. And then we're just going to go over on this bank and carry on up through and see how well that goes. It's actually really deep here. I can even show you guys. Watch. Then we sort of got to climb up on this little sand and then walk up here and hopefully get through these trees. Well, folks, we did it. We got around that area. This is where we came out. Got all my stuff laid down there, but as you can see, the shore seems like it gets really shallow again, just along the edge. So we're just going to keep walking up the river now, and this has truly been an awesome experience, trying to, you know, figure out how to get through certain areas, and just look at all the blowdown with the trees. It's so beautiful. Very cool. I'm thinking that we're probably going to start considering maybe trying to find a camp you know, very soon, or at the very least have somewhere where we can maybe set up to have some dinner or something. But I'm thinking we're probably going to start thinking about camp, see if we can find a spot. It would be nice. So let's continue our journey. Look at these cliffs. Our gear is just right there. Over here the lake is really, really deep, and the only way we can get around is by me holding onto a tree because it just drops off. So I'm gonna have to bring all my items over one at a time. So I'm probably gonna have to do like you know, 5 or 6 trips, but that's okay because that's the only way I can do it safely. Still haven't found anywhere to pick up camp, but it's just so beautiful. I just wanted to show you guys these huge cliffs and just how pretty the river is here in this section. One wrong move, folks, and my ankles are toast. Just got the camera, whoop, and the food bag. These rocks are so slippery in the river. You can see the rest of our gear just up ahead. These rocks are so slippery. Okay, that's where we just came from. And that's where we're heading. Whoa. Awesome. Okay. Whew. Now I was thinking at this rate, I still haven't really found a good spot to camp. Like I can't camp here in the middle of the river in case it rains and the water rises. So we may or may not be left with no choice but to actually finish this river today no matter what. We may be forced to camp on the lake. And hopefully we can do that. If that is the case, then hopefully we can get that done before dark. Alrighty, here's the sketchy part. Alright guys, see if I can film the sketchy part as a first person view so you guys can see what I gotta do here. So it's gonna get very deep past this rock, so I have to hold on because not only is it getting deeper, but it's actually sloped, so it's very slippery. So let me see if I can take you guys on without actually dropping the GoPro, or if I drop the GoPro here, I'm probably not gonna find it. Okay. Wow, it's so deep. Whoa. Whew. Okay. Whoa. Yep, that's deep. Okay. Let's just hold on to these branches. Worst thing is it's a dead tree, so hopefully it doesn't actually break off. Whew. Whoa. I don't know if the GoPro can pick that up. That was my feet sliding from the slant. Whoop. Whew. Okay. All right. 20 more times. Thank goodness that's done. Whew. Now, let's scope out what's ahead. Whew. Still a little bit deep, but not too crazy. Wow, still nowhere to camp. That is disappointing. Whoa. Whoa. Gotta be careful with your footing out here in the middle of nowhere. I'm not gonna be able to just walk to the hospital. Whew. Oh wow, there's still nowhere to camp, but the hills are beautiful. Well, looks like we're going to be going up at least past that turn then, I guess. This is what I have to go through in order to get around that deep part of the river. And that's not even the worst of it, because where we come out, it's even worse again. I'm gonna have to go through something even worse. I'm actually probably gonna have to climb up the side of one of the cliffs. So that should be fun. Whew. It's all deadfall, it's all grown over. A lot of squirrels around here, so I'm thinking that they might be using a lot of these trees. Whoa, falling down. Alrighty, we finally got past that part, but then we got here, and this is going to be a bit of a challenge because we have to try to get over to this side. But take a look at this. Absolutely beautiful. I already tried to get up there on this side and I can't do it, so I got to go to this side. But I really don't know how deep that is. It seems like it's extremely deep, like almost potentially maybe even deeper than what I am tall, maybe over my head. So I'm thinking that I'm going to cut. So the plan, I think, is to cut down 2 trees and just lay them in between and see if I can make it stable enough to walk across, and then we can climb up there. We're still not even at our second checkpoint yet, but we are slowly but surely making progress, so we'll see how it goes. It's bad enough when I climb up over this that I have to be on sharp, slippery rocks, but they're also full of algae as well, which makes it even worse. You can see all the green. This is not easy, so we have to get up over this in order to get back over to get our camera. But take a look at this beautiful place. I figured I'd do a little video on the side of the cliff. Guys, we just climbed that waterfall with all that gear. That is crazy. So now we just got to climb up here. But the main thing is that we made it to the top of the waterfall, and we should be able to camp pretty well anywhere here. So, woo! That was awesome. That was really cool. Well guys, I'm calling it. We're going to stay here tonight. I brought over a little bit of driftwood just from around the beach, and I'm going to cross the river and get a little bit more dead standing trees, and I'm probably going to set up the tent right away as well, just right here behind me. And this is going to be home, and I'm so excited. I can't even believe we made it here today. This was a huge hike. I've been hiking for about 6.5 hours, so actually almost 7 hours. So whew, finally we made it, and we can set up camp. Best part of the day, getting dry feet. These are not easy to take now. It's a bit of a process getting dry feet. I was going to cross the river for the wood, but I'm just going to go straight back. There's got to be wood in there. Uh-oh, I got everything hauled out. There's got to be wood in behind me, I would imagine. Alright. Whew. Crisis averted. Oh man. I got so many blisters and just dead skin on my feet from all the pressure of walking and hiking. It always starts with the sandals, to let the feet actually dry off, and then once they're actually dried, then we put on our socks and all that good stuff. Oh man, it just even feels nice just not to be walking around in wet shoes. Yeah. My feet are just so beat up. Oh, that feels better already. Ooh, and also we got some Coca-Cola Zero. I brought one Coke Coca-Cola Zero to celebrate, which I saved for tonight. And I already got almost half of it gone. It's delicious. Well, folks, I was cutting up a bunch of wood and processing all the wood and stuff for our fire and whatnot, and honestly, I just got really tired. So I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go to bed. It's only 8:35. It's not even totally dark outside yet, but the wind has picked up quite a bit, and all that good stuff. But I'm just so tired and so zonked that I'm just gonna go on and hit the hay, even though it's early. But that's okay, because then we can wake up early. And I already got most of the wood processed anyway, so we should be pretty good for tomorrow morning for our breakfast. We'll probably have a big breakfast. I'm just zonked. I was thinking about the tent the whole time I was processing the wood. I was like, I just can't wait to go in and lie down. So I just came on in and laid down, and I think I'm just gonna hit the hay. I might read for an hour or something, but then I'm just gonna go and allow myself to fall asleep. So good night and God bless. And I'll see you guys in the morning. Ooh, it is 7:15 in the morning. Wow. Ugh. I can't tell if it's raining or not because all I can hear is the river, but I'm thinking we're gonna have a little peek. I'm gonna open up this part of the zipper and let's see. Well, it's pretty dark and kind of foggy, cloudy type thing, but it's not raining, so that's good. Alrighty, so for breakfast we're gonna have some steak and some salmon. But I gotta make some coals first to let the coals burn down. And then when we get some coals, we'll put on our steak and we'll put on our salmon. And of course we're gonna have some coffee too. Alrighty, let's get some bigger sticks. Put one more on here, just to be safe. Alrighty, the water is done for coffee. And that is very exciting. Now I'm going to put a couple more logs on here to make some bigger coals, and then we'll let it burn down and we'll put on our steak and our salmon. We still got a ton of wood left, so I mean we are running out of it, but we still got enough to be able to cook some steaks and salmons. Alrighty, let's go ahead and throw this steak on. Oh yeah, look at that bad boy. All right. Now we are also going to put on some spices if I can find them. What did I do with the spices? Oh, there we go. Okay, hang on. Let me lay you guys down for a second. All right, we got our spices. I'm gonna put some on the steak. All right, that looks delicious. All right, we got our steak on and it is looking delicious. We're getting that nice smoky flavor on it as well from the wood smoke. Enjoying our coffee. And then after the steak, we also got to cook our salmon. We're having a surf and turf breakfast. And I might even have another coffee afterwards. I would imagine we're definitely going to have another coffee. It's only 9 o'clock in the morning. We're having steaks, coffee, salmon. I mean, what more could you ask for? Alrighty, I think that bad boy is done, that steak. I'm going to use my little homemade utensil, or not homemade utensil, our little dollar store utensil. Alrighty, take it off, put it on this nice little flat rock. And next, we're going to put on our salmon. We're going to throw that on right now. I might put a couple more coals on, and then I'm probably going to boil the water again, and we'll have another coffee. So let's get right to it. Alrighty, we got our salmon through on here now. She's cooking pretty quick though. Flip it over. I'm going to get some more water for another cup of coffee because I don't want this to, just in case I run out of wood, so I'm going to grab more water while that's sizzling. Might put a little bit of spice on this one too, actually. Oh yeah. Surf and turf breakfast. It doesn't get any better than that. I can already taste the protein. Alrighty. You know what? I can almost put this in while we're cooking, really. So I can lay that bad boy right there. That's why I do one thing at a time when we can do two things. Multitask. This first coffee is delicious. I think we're going to try a bite of our steak just to see how good it is. Oh. Excellent. All the fish oil is running out on the wood. Well, I think the salmon is cooked. I only need another rack. Hot. Oh man, it's so flaky. And I can flip this over. I'm going to throw on some more sticks. We have a piece of steak. And now we have a little flaky piece of salmon. Uh-oh. Oh. I'm just gonna pig out and enjoy this little feast. I'm probably gonna finish the salmon first. That's actually delicious. Little bumblebee. Also, we got water boiling again. Well guys, the water is boiling again. I'm just leaving it on just to kill any bacteria or whatever that could be in the water. But we're down to our final pieces of steak. And our final few pieces of salmon. And it is absolutely delicious. And what a beautiful morning as well. You know, we're still set up by the tent, but all we gotta do is hike out. So it's probably only gonna take like an hour or two to get out there. So what a gorgeous morning. Now folks, the only part of the trip that actually sucks, putting on these wet shoes. But there's no way around it. There's just no way for me to get up this river without having to be in the river. So, anyway. And with that, I think we are pretty well ready to rumble. Alrighty. Well guys, I just stopped for a hydration break to get rehydrated. And check out where we are. What a beautiful place. There's my drink. But let's go take a look at the river. If I can actually get over there without killing myself. We're almost there. Well guys, this is the last real challenge of the river. When we get over this section, the river won't be completely finished, but this is the hardest part left. Once we're over this, we're in the clear and we have officially completed our journey. After 3 days and 3 miles over the roughest and toughest terrain I have ever faced, this river had put me in my place multiple times, forcing me to face threats that I could see and threats that I could not see, always keeping in the back of my mind, with a little faith, nothing is impossible. This was more than just an adventure, more than a journey. This was an experience, and my wilderness outside is just beginning.